Hey guys, today on the Fit Tube, baby moves. Yesterday we played our first game of touch for the summer, and some of the guys in the teams are newborn dads. And some of the major issues that they've been having is they're starting to get really sore lower backs from lifting up bubs and starting to feel a little bit achy through the knees and the hips. So today's workout is dedicated to you boys, but the ladies, you can do it just as well. The idea is we're going to be doing exercises that will be mimicking similar sort of movements that you would do when you're carrying your toddler or if you're carrying your newborn baby, and as well as carrying any other large items such as prams, car seats, or even just your changing bag. So as I go through the routine, you're going to see pop-ups that will just give you a little bit of assistance as to what they're doing. So here we go. Thrusters. This is a great full body exercise. It's good for improving your hip mobility, making sure that your shoulders have great range, and it also works your core and improves your posture. Make sure as you bend your knees, you have them tracking over your little toe. This way it'll stop you from having knock knees. As you extend your legs up, squeeze your glutes nice and tight, and the weight across your foot should be nice and balanced. If you are pushing up onto the ball of your feet and it feels like you're squatting down onto your tippy toes, you just need to push your bum back a little bit harder and make sure your knees don't pop over the front of your shoe. Single leg deadlifts. This exercise is great for working each leg individually. It's very much like a lunge, except you're just going to toe tap with your back foot. So most of the weight should be directed towards the leg that's in front. Your focus is also just to try keep your back as straight as possible throughout the entire motion. Towards the end, when the weight is really close to the ground, your lower back may bend a little bit. But as long as your back is straight for most of the movement, then it should be okay. You're going to switch sides and do the exact same thing on the other side. The same deal applies to this exercise as the thrusters. You want to try push your hips back and make sure your knee doesn't pop over the front of your shoe, guiding your knee across towards your little toe. Try not to lean to one side to counter. You want to make sure that your shoulders and your hips are nice and square. Bent over rows. This is great for improving the strength and stability through your upper and lower back. You're just going to hold the dumbbell, lean forward, hinging at your hips, making sure you're not bending at your back. You should feel a small pull through your hamstrings. Once the weight gets down below your kneecaps, you're ready to row up and into your abdominal area. Pull in, squeeze your shoulder blades together really hard at the top of the phase, and then release back down. The focus is always to make sure that your back stays nice and straight, so watch out for flexion in your lower back and make sure again that the weight is evenly distributed across your feet. Goblet squat push-outs. So for all those times you have to extend your arms out when you're carrying your toddler or newborn, or if you're moving your car seat, this is great for helping increase those muscles that are needed for that. You're going to split your feet nice and wide. The same deal applies, tracking your knees out over your little toe. You want a nice straight back, holding the weight really close to the chest. As you get to the bottom, you're going to extend your arms out, and as you do, your back will start to push back a little bit just to counterbalance. Make sure you keep it nice and straight, and you're going to focus on engaging the same muscles that you did in the bent over rows. You're going to aim for 5 push-outs, stand up, go back down, 5 push-outs, stand up, go back down, and you're going to aim to do that 5 times. Kneeling lunge. This is great for all those times that you need to pick up your kid from the ground. So you want to make sure you kneel down onto one knee. Starting at the bottom, you're going to put one weight up onto your shoulder. Use your other arm as a counterbalance. You're going to push up from the ground, trying to get even weight distribution across both feet. Your front foot should be nice and flat on the ground, and you should be up onto the ball on your back foot. You're going to switch sides and repeat the exercise again for 10 repetitions. Make sure that you keep your torso nice and square. Try not to lean to one side, and make sure you have a small gap between your feet. So if you do feel a little bit wobbly, you may just want to split your feet a little bit wider. Russian twists. This exercise is going to increase your transverse and oblique abdominals, as well as teaching you to engage your back and keeping your back nice and straight. You're going to rotate the weight from side to side in a seated position. You're going to lean back at around about 45 degrees. As you get stronger, you can lean back further. Make sure your upper torso rotates as well as the weight. The 4-point bird dog. Very similar to the kneeling version, it's just a more advanced move. You're going to go into a press-up position, have your feet slightly split, and you're going to elevate an opposite arm and leg. When your arm and leg are relatively nice and straight and parallel to the ground, you're going to brace and hold, bringing back down slowly, and you're going to switch over and do the opposite arm and leg. If you find that your back flexes out too much, you can just drop down to your knees and do the exact same exercise. This is great for building up balance through your entire body and will also help with improving coordination. So I hope you guys all enjoyed that routine. As always, if you have any questions, just hit me up at www.trainermikes.com, and I'll see you guys again next week.